Hey guys, so on the last video I talked to you about being in a constant positive mental state. Today I want to elaborate a little bit more about this particular subject. Now I try to keep my videos short to not make it long-winded and shit, so let me just try to break it down as best as I can. As I said, it's your job to filter out what you think. You got to be very careful what you hear, but more importantly, you got to be very careful with what you think. There's a saying out there which goes, don't believe a word you hear, but there's also another saying that says, don't believe a thought that you think. And that's the thing, guys, is that we're so programmed to be negative that a lot of times, as I mentioned in the last video, we don't even know that we're being negative. So I want to give you a few tips as to how to switch from going into wherever you're at now to having a more positive mental state. And having a more positive mental state. Now I want to make one thing clear. There is no end goal when it comes to having a positive mental state. It's not like you make it to a certain level and then you stop. This is a continuous thing. This is a continuous process that goes. It's just like losing weight, it's just like staying in shape, it's just like anything else. It's a continuous process. Yes, you can go to the gym for a few months, 6 months in a row, really work out, you're gonna get your muscles, you're gonna lose some weight, but if you don't keep that up, eventually that's going to go back to the way it was. And the same thing happens with your positive mental state. So I want to make very, very clear that the suggestions that I'm giving to you is something that you need to continue doing. Regardless of what level you're at, you can always get better. And having a positive mental state is one of those things where you constantly have to work on it. So that's step one. You constantly have to work on it. Every single second of every single day, you have to constantly be in your head thinking of processing and filtering the thoughts that you think, monitoring the thoughts that you think. You know, most of the time our thoughts are so automated that we don't even think about what we think. We just kind of think. And it's your job to seriously sit down and filter and process and monitor every single one of your thoughts. You want to see how they come in. Eventually you want to find out why they're there. But more importantly, you want to see what you're thinking. And for most people out there, you're going to realize that you're not as positive as you think you are. That there's a lot of negativity out there. That there's a lot of times where you're thinking about your business and you're thinking about how to grow your business, but in reality, you're sitting there thinking about the lack of business that you have. You're sitting there thinking about the lack of growth that you've had in your business. You're sitting there thinking about, oh shit, it's been fucking 5 years since I've had this business. And when I first started, I said in 5 years I would be here and I'm not here anymore, and blah, 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 blah. And your mind automatically goes to that area. You see, guys, our minds are nothing more than just pathways for neurons and electric currents. And the more that these currents go through that pathway, the deeper these ridges get. The best analogy that I can use is a river carving the Grand Canyon. So the Colorado River just kept on going. Eventually, after millions of years, it carved this deep, deep groove into the Grand Canyon. Now, you can try, to this day, you can try and go divert that river. You can go and build something and create a different ridge, moving a different side. But that water is so ingrained, that ridge is so ingrained that the water is going to continue moving there. If you want to divert the Colorado River somewhere else to not go into the Grand Canyon, it would take constant effort, constant keeping up, because that water will automatically always want to go to that side. And that's your brain. It automatically always wants to go towards the negative. Any single thing that you do, it wants to go towards the negative. And it's your job to constantly be redirecting it. Nope, 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 nope. Because here's the thing, guys, like I said, this is a continual process. This will always happen. Your mind has been programmed to do that since birth. Your parents' mind has been programmed to do that since birth. Grandparents and everybody else alive has been programmed to do that. So the only thing that your mind knows is to think negative, and think negative. And the fucked up thing about your mind is that it knows you very well, so it knows how to present a situation where it's thinking negatively and make you think that you're thinking positively. So it's your job to constantly redirect that. Once again, guys, remember that this is a continuous process. You have to continually monitor your thoughts, regardless of what position you're at. You constantly monitor, and then eventually you have to start shifting it from one to the other. But remember that that groove is always going to be there. Even if you're able to carve out an equally deep groove on the positive side, that negative groove is never going to disappear. You're constantly always going to have to be switching your thoughts right to this side. Okay, I find you, thank you, mine, but I'm going to think about it this way. I appreciate it. Yes, I know that I haven't reached the goals that I wanted to, but I'm not thinking about that right now. Let me think about something positive. So remember, guys, it's a continuous process, and you're constantly going to have to be switching it over.